In May, Amazon announced it would launch its new mesh network called Sidewalk on June 8, 2021. This service will allow existing Amazon devices like Echo smart speakers or Ring video doorbells to share each other's internet connections, even with devices in the neighborhood. If an individual internet connection goes out, this way the devices can still stay online. Given Amazon's history regarding user privacy, fears about surveillance quickly popped up online. I wanted to have a look at how Amazon Sidewalk works and if the privacy fears are justified. If you follow my channel, you will know that I have frequently criticized Amazon's involvement in software for facial recognition, military drones, or private data leaks. But when I read some of the headlines about Amazon's devices, they included what seemed like sensationalized fear-mongering, and I don't think that's very helpful. So I decided to look at the facts as best as I could first. Amazon Sidewalk uses Bluetooth Low Energy, or other wireless frequencies like the 900 MHz band that operates many cordless phones. For now, the mesh relies on Echo smart speakers and Ring doorbells as the main bridges, but it will also support tile trackers, for example for finding misplaced keys. Sidewalk will be enabled automatically on the mentioned devices unless you opt out. You can find many resources online on how to opt out if you own one of these devices. So, the network will use neighboring Amazon devices to stay connected if your own Wi-Fi is out of reach or offline, and it will allow outside Amazon devices to use a small portion of your own internet bandwidth. The bandwidth usage is capped at 500 megabytes of data per month. Amazon published a white paper on the security and privacy of Sidewalk. I'll try to summarize the key points. It uses two main servers: the Sidewalk network server, which is operated by Amazon and is responsible for verifying and routing the network packets, and the application servers, which can be hosted by Amazon or a third party and are responsible for the specific product functionality. Only the application server can see the contents of a packet because of multiple layers of encryption. The participants in the Sidewalk network can only decrypt specific layers of a network packet to keep unneeded information secret. This means, for example, endpoint owners, endpoints are the devices using a neighbor's connection, cannot see information about the network owner. In turn, the network owner cannot see information about the endpoints. Metadata is kept to a minimum, according to Amazon. The central Sidewalk network server, for example, receives the transmission time and the destination ID to route packets. While the documentation by Amazon is certainly helpful to understand the process, Sidewalk and the supported devices are not open source. This means users have to basically trust Amazon that the system works as advertised and does not have any undocumented weaknesses. In my opinion, Amazon's history with personal data handling, like the storing and analyzing of voice recordings, or providing government agencies with the ability to remotely request video and audio recordings made with their devices, is a strong indication that user privacy is not their top concern. Adding to my mistrust are the infamous security vulnerabilities of Internet of Things technology. IP cameras, routers, speakers. There have been entire botnets comprised only of insecure IoT devices. In general, they rarely receive security updates and are often overlooked as a security risk. Another issue I have with Sidewalk is that it is auto opt-in. Many existing Amazon devices will automatically enable the service. Even if users would be notified, many will fail to grasp the full impact of the option. This auto-update also shows that customers don't have real control over the devices. If attackers, at any point in the future, would gain access to Amazon's update process, they could just as easily perform an unnoticeable malicious change to the devices. So to conclude, the biggest danger I see with Amazon Sidewalk is not so much what it is now, but what it could become. Just imagine a virus spreading from house to house using these interconnected gadgets. And especially in politics, I've seen the same thing repeat time and time again. A controversial infrastructure or regulation is introduced, with affirmations that it is only ever going to be used against this one specific thing basically everyone dislikes, or it is only to be used under very strict circumstances. But then, in the following years, after most people have moved on to other issues, these guidelines are eroded one by one after all. This seems to be especially the case with surveillance legislation. I don't know if something similar is going to happen with Amazon Sidewalk, but once the infrastructure is established, there will be calls for exploiting it eventually.